Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. And check it out. We have electric line Tacoma, solar octane Tundra. In this video, we're going to talk to you some of the off-roading technology in both these trucks and tell you about one key change happened on the crawl control for the 2022 Tundra. I've actually showed it on the screen because pretty aggressive rock climb here. Not as aggressive as other places are, but it's a good place to show you crawl control and show you how both these trucks handle taking a line through these rocks. So you can make the best choice if you're looking for an off-road truck, whether or not you want to go Tundra TRD Pro or Tacoma TRD Pro. All right, off-road with the Tundra. Okay, here we go. I'm putting multi-terrain select on. Turn it on to rock, which will change some of the throttle response and steering and transmission shifting. I'm also going to put on crawl control. I like to do mid. This isn't too steep. I can take my time. Now, crawl control is basically one pedal driving, and so, or actually no pedal driving. It's cruise control off-road. There's been a whole growth in like one pedal driving off-road or foot off the pedal off-roading, because a lot of times you had to use 2-foot driving, things like that. In this case, I turn on crawl control, all I'm doing is steering. Now in the Tundra, I have this red line in the middle of the steering wheel so I can see where I'm at. And the biggest change they made for this year versus the Tacoma, you'll hear it in just a second. Yeah, it sounds super quiet. So the Tacoma, it sounds like something's braking because it's all the brake actuators, things working to keep it at that speed. This thing is super quiet when you're off-roading with crawl control now, and that's a big improvement. And I'm a big fan of that because, like I said, people didn't use the Tacoma because they thought it was braking. They thought take it to a dealership and get something fixed. In this case, it sounds fine. Now you can hit the brakes. Crawl control is going to turn off as I put it in park. Deactivated. And we're ready to keep going.
Okay, hey, this is Philip Van der Vossen, and I am driving the Toyota Tacoma, the 2022 TRD Pro. All right, so we're going to use crawl control to get up this rocky embankment that you see right here. So if you go up above here, we got some settings. So first we're going to change a multi-terrain select, and we're going to change that to rock. Then we're going to go up here and turn on crawl control. Shift to 4 low and shift to drive. All right, so it says crawl control, and then we can adjust our speed. So right now it's at the high speed. So the high speed, I'm gonna take it down to medium. And then we're gonna go up this hill.
All right, you saw it working when it was going up a hill, but what about down this hill? How does crawl control work going down? It actually works pretty similar to the same, but we're going to hear it now a little bit more. Sometimes going downhill, you have more of those brake actuators will actually pop to get those brakes to engage just a little bit to control your downhill descent. And so that's what you're going to hear more on this camera. Camera setting right there. More on this part of the video for Tacoma. Tundra is a lot quieter. Now Tundra also has what's called downhill assist control, and that's going to be more of a wannabe crawl control, but more for like, say you're in Minneapolis and you're going down a hill and it's snowy or something. That's the situation you can use that for to kind of control yourself. The third thing these trucks both have electronically locking rear differentials. So if I was going to do this climb, I wanted to make sure my back tires weren't spinning, had lots of grip back there. I could lock both wheels together so they spin at the same rate. So there's just some choices depending on the situation, depending on what you like to use, depending on, well, personal preference really, just like going to use. Yeah, I said it twice. That's how it works out here. So let's go ahead and go downhill and show you how this is going to work.
All right, so now we're going to go down this steep hill, so we're going to use the crawl control, which again is up here. So Shifting the drive. Oh, hit crawl control. Gonna slow down our speed a little bit. And then we're gonna go down this hill. So as you can hear, this is pretty loud. It's engaging the brakes with the actuator. So it's basically like cruise control though for off-roading, where all I have to do is steer and it manages the brake and the gas by itself. So on this pretty steep incline, it's useful, but honestly I never use it other than doing a demonstration for you guys.
Gonna follow the same situation I did before. So I have 4 low is engaged. I'm gonna press the crawl control button here. It's going to tell me it's unavailable because I'm not in drive. So put it drive. Press the crawl control button. Then I can select which speed I want to go. In this case, I'm going downhill. You can see where the Tacoma's going. I'm gonna go low 1 just to kind of keep it going. So then I'm taking my foot off the brake. Look, Ma, no feet on pedals. Nothing. Okay, so I can steer, and again, what's nice to this Tundra is I have that red line there, so I can see where the steering wheel is, and I have those front cameras, so I can really kind of see what I'm doing, which is important when you're trying to film and go off-road at the same time. It is not so easy. So I'm gonna go around the corner, and I'm gonna go like this. Now I have the windows up, so you can hear the chatter from those brake actuators when they do happen. You can hear them inside the cabin. But I've been really impressed with how quiet this is in the cabin. So the camera's right over there. So I'm just gonna keep going down and you guys can hear it. Okay, so let's get here and we're gonna stop and not hit the Tacoma because that would be bad. But when you can see on the screen, I'm in crawl like 2-3 there. You may be seeing all these error messages and such. That's because I'm in 4 low. Without 4 low, none of those messages pop up. So put it in park, crawl deactivated, and ready to go, even though I may use more crawl control going down. One thing I want to mention that I may not have mentioned is you can turn that dial as you're driving and crawl control, and you can turn it up and down and it'll slow it down or speed it up. So, you know, that's how you control the speeds. You don't have to set it once and forget it. You can change that speed up and go. And yeah, this is a perfect place for this crawl control. This is quite the spirited driving experience going on right now.
You can see I've got some off-road cameras here. I got one pointed forward and I got one on the side and on the right, and then I have my angles here. And this is definitely a nice addition that they added a couple of years ago, but I do wish that the camera had a better resolution and of course the screen was bigger like you get in the Tundra. I suspect that that'll be something coming soon in a future Tacoma. Here's the area where there's lots of rocks in front of me, so the cameras are useful, but nothing is as useful as actually having a spotter out there, because it's just the resolution just doesn't show it nearly as well as a spotter would. Alright, so now I'm doing this downhill portion without the crawl control, and as you can see, it doesn't make the same noises. And as you can see, you know, so that's much preferable. So I would assume that once they get this system updated in the newer Tacomas, it doesn't make all that noise, that might become more usable. But the fact that it makes all that racket, to me, means most users aren't going to use it very often, which makes it kind of defeats the purpose of having the feature in the first place if people aren't going to use it. So anyways, you know, if you could drive a trail without using the crawl control, more power to you. If you need it, that's fine too. That's what you pay for these features for.
So you can see on that line I took, and you'll see some footage, that the only other big difference in these trucks is they both have crawl control, both have multi-terrain select. It's size, right? So the size, the width of the Tacoma is much narrower than the size of the Tundra. Wheelbase is different, so when he hits an obstacle, you'll see the back end kick up more, tires will go off the ground a little more, you have a little more bumpy ride. This is more like a limousine driving because you have a longer wheelbase, you're not dealing with those vibrations. However, you can't fit in every trail very easily, and some obstacles are just a little bit too long for this. So you have some differences there when you're off-roading. Now, we both have these tires, both sets are aired down to make it a little bit softer off-roading, so you're not gonna pop the tires, which is critical as well. But yeah, so that's your big differences between this technology. Not only that, but also I should point out too, the larger screen. I have a bigger camera front and bigger camera rear. That'll probably come in the next generation Tacoma. I have a bigger screen there, so actually you can see better when you're off-roading. And so I think in this case, either one's probably pretty good. I prefer the Tundra. You may prefer Tacoma. Put your comments down below. What do you guys think? Which one would you take off-road? Which of the gear do you like? And does that crawl control make a big enough difference to make you say wow, or is that just, well, okay, they improved it? Yeah, I'm curious your thoughts. Put them down below. Check out other videos over here, website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I and Phil, we will see you down the road.